You guys hear me out there? Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody. It's good to see all the faces here, good to see everyone come in and support for DSU and support for our football program and for DSU athletics. This is quite a scene, and it's many things don't leave me speechless, but this is quite an introduction and quite a welcome for our new head football coach. So again, I just thank you guys for coming out. This is really a great honor for DSU. So give yourself a round of applause. Just to start out, I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to bring up President Allen, and then you're going to hear from the man that you come to hear from, Coach DeSean Jackson. But I want to give some thank yous. Quite a few people made this day happen and made this possible, and I'm probably going to leave out somebody, and I apologize in advance, but I just want to make sure that I say welcome and also thank you to some key folks that are here. First of all, give thanks to our 12th president of Delaware State University. The man has made all this happen. The reason why I'm standing here, President Tony Allen. If you guys can just give a wave, we have quite a few distinguished members from our board of trustees at DSU. If you guys can just give a wave, our board of trustees. Without going down the name list, but all of the honorable politicians that we have in the House, if you can just give a wave to everyone. Welcome to everybody. Also, too, I'd like to make sure we say thank you to the alumni, the corporate sponsors, and friends of DSU. I'm going to go off on a side note with that and say we have a very special thank you to class of '83, Mr. Steve Ewing, right here in the front. If everybody gives Steve a round of applause. And definitely the students and student athletes you see over here in the red, these are our current football players. Thank you to you guys for patience through this process. This has been a long process, but we thank you for your patience, and we think we got it right. So hopefully it's going to pay off for you guys. So thank you to the football players. Last but not least, I want to give thanks to what I would consider my team and the folks that are really making this thing go. You see me standing in front of you, but the folks that really make this go are kind of behind the scenes, and I want to make sure that I give them a shout out and give a thanks to them. Everybody give a wave for the DSU athletic team, DSU athletic staff. A couple of people in particular want to make sure we recognize Deputy Athletic Director Drew Ingraham, who's in here somewhere. Jordan Williams, our Executive Director for Well Rec, right here to the left. The person that keeps me in line and keeps me straight, Ms. Jessica Jackson, our Administrative Assistant. And last but not least, my partner in crime. Actually, when I came here, guys, he was the first person that I've hired. I said, Dr. Allen, we gotta have this guy. We have to have him. And lo and behold, he was the first one that came in the athletic program And I came here, Mr. Temeskin Star. It's a little bit of an asterisk next to his name because he's the most modest gentleman there is. He's the first one that called me and said, hey, what do you think about DeSean Jackson? And I said, plays for the Eagles? He said, yes, DeSean Jackson. His network is bigger than anybody's network. He said, yeah, I think that you should consider DeSean, and I want to put you in contact with somebody. So he's the one that got all of this started. So thank you so much. So I wanted to just give a little bit of background as to how we got here and how we got to this point. As some of you heard over in the other room, President Allen, about two to 3 years ago, he created what was called an athletic transformation committee. And he called his good friend and my good friend, Steve Ewan, and asked that Steve would chair that committee with the goal of upgrading and also bringing back the DSU athletic program to the prominence that it once was. I'm a Delawarean here. I grew up here, so I was here for the glory days and used to hear the great things about DSU under Coach Collett and some of the glory days back in those times. So President Allen's goal was to bring Delaware State University athletics back to prominence. And we all know that a lot of that starts with the football program. We call it the front porch of the university. So he started on this journey, and I got here about 2 years ago, and I quickly joined with Steve Ewing with the Athletic Transformation Committee. And this is one stop along the way. We've done a number of things. The biggest thing is in that corner over there. Hopefully you guys get to walk by and see the model of the new athletic indoor training facility that's coming soon. And we are working hard with the help of Mr. Pratt back there. And we're working hard to get that in place. And that's going to be quite a shot in the arm to the football program, but to the university as a whole. So we have different phases. That's phase one right there. Phase two and phase three are going to be coming right behind it. So we started on this athletic transformation journey, and one of the stops after and working to get that building in place is just the fact that we said we want to make sure that our football program is where we want it to be. So then, along with that came the search soon after for the new football coach. We had a deep applicant pool. It was not an easy process. There were some very qualified folks. There were other NFL players that were in that search. There were longtime college head coaches. There were longtime assistant coaches. And so it was a very difficult process. And I knew after my first conversation with Coach Jackson that we were on to something special. After that, his visit to campus, I looked over at President Allen and I said, that's our guy. And I knew it, and a lot of people say, why DeSean Jackson? I say, why not DeSean Jackson? Because he has the passion. I saw him when he interacted with our current players. He has the passion, he has the knowledge, he has the enthusiasm. And I think that is the ingredients for winning, and it's going to bring our program to where we want it to be. And it's going to bring wins to our program, and he's going to do us proud. So I look forward to that, and I'm glad that we got to this point. And this is such a big moment for Delaware State University. And once again, I'm happy to be here to share this with you. Without further ado, I want you to hear from the man of the hour. And just for a little background, Coach DeSean Jackson played college football for University of California, Berkeley, where he was recognized as a two-time first-team All-American in 2006 and 2007. In 2008, he was selected by the Philadelphia Eagles in the second round. In the second round of the 2008 NFL Draft. Coach Jackson played in the NFL for 15 seasons with Philadelphia, Washington, Tampa Bay, Los Angeles, and the Baltimore Ravens. Coach Jackson was selected to the Pro Bowl 3 times and was the first player selected to the Pro Bowl at 2 different positions, which some of you may not have known. In the same year, he was named 2010 Pro Bowl as a wide receiver and as a return specialist. After retiring as a player, Coach Jackson, which I call him now, has now realized his post-playing dreams of coaching and leading young men in the sport that he loves, and the sport that has also helped him shape his life into the great person that we now know him for today. So I ask everyone, please, in this 120th year of Delaware State football, this is our 120th year of football here at Delaware State University, please help me to say hello to the 25th head coach at Delaware State University, my friend, my favorite Philadelphia Eagle, and your new head coach at Delaware State University, DeSean Jackson.
Yeah, Coach. Man, just want to thank everybody, man, for real, man. It's a blessing. God can do some mysterious things, man. Y'all bear with me, man. We're gonna get through this. Y'all bear with me. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished alumni, faculty, staff, and students, and supporters, thank you for being here today. First and foremost, I want to take a moment to express my deep gratitude for God for his incredible opportunity. I am also thankful for my family, whose unwavering support has been a foundation of my life. A special thank you goes out to Dr. Allen, Dr. Hawkins, Tony Tucker, and Drew Ingraham for believing in me and entrusting in me with the honor of leading this football program at Delaware State University. I stand here today humbled and ready to embrace the responsibility of developing our student athletes. My commitment is to install in them the values of hard work, discipline, and pride as they represent this prestigious university. We'll be a team that emphasizes excellence on and off the field. I promise you this, our players will be well prepared, well conditioned, and most importantly, fun to watch. I'm excited about this challenge ahead and the journey we will embark on together. As we move forward, I will surround myself with the coaching staff, including my lifelong friend and mentor, assistant head coach, Travis Clark. And my support team that are not only capable, but are also passionate about our vision here at Delaware State University. Together, we will build a program that reflects the vision of Dr. Allen and the heart of our great community. So I ask you, Dover, are you ready to embrace this challenge? Lastly, my ultimate goal is to get all these young men right here to achieve an academic excellence and a required 4-year degree. Let me repeat that one more time. My ultimate goal is to get all these young men to achieve academic excellence and acquire a 4-year degree. Real. I want to take a second too to mention a story, man. This all wouldn't happen without you, brother. I appreciate you. And I'm gonna take y'all back to like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was sitting at home. We just finished my first year, Coach Clark's 25th year of coaching. And we took an organization at Woodrow Wilson over 100 years. No black coach ever has taken a team all the way to the state championship. Yeah. We lost by 1 point, but we made it, and we did some incredible things there. So I was sitting around after the season, and I got a call. And it was crazy because it was back-to-back. It was 2 calls. I said, the first time, somebody called me and said, would you be interested in coaching college football? I'm like, college football? I'm like, hold on, I just finished my first year coaching high school football. I'm enjoying this high school level right now. Y'all moving too fast. So I'm like, slow down. Less than an hour, Coach Travis Clark, who was a brother, mentor, and a good friend of mine, calls me and says, hey, D, what you think about coaching college football? I'm like, what's going on now? He's like, man, you really want to do this coaching thing? I said, yeah. He said, man, if you really want to do this, you can't pass this up. I said, ain't you in class? Don't you teach? This dude is a full-time teacher at school. I said, man, call me back when you get out of school and we'll talk about it. I hung up that phone. When I tell you God is real, we talked a few hours later. I said, Coach Clark, pack your bag. I get this job, I'm bringing you with me. So I'm telling y'all this right now. The passion we coming, we had that meeting yesterday. What we bringing, what we gonna steal on y'all, it's greatness, hard work. We ain't accepting nothing else, and it's not a rebuilding. We not rebuilding, we don't got time to play. We don't got time to waste. We doing it right now. We're doing it right now. So with that being said, I'm fired up, I'm ready to go. I'm really ready to get on the field right now. Y'all let me get all these NCAA rules. I'm ready to go to work. But I'm gonna pass this off to Dr. Allen, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. Dover, we here. Hornet Nation, let's go.
Y'all get on your feet for our new head coach at Delaware State University, DeSean Jackson. I'll be very brief. He was that excited in the interview. I had 3 goals. 1, a leader of young men, par excellence. 2, X's and O's, above reproach. 3, continue to raise the profile of the fastest growing, most substantively diverse, contemporary, unapologetic HBCU in the nation.
Let's go.
So I knew that we had the right man for a couple of reasons. He checked all those boxes. He had the right company around him, including Coach Clark, which you all will soon know and come to love and appreciate. And his eyes are set on excellence and success. He's not just a university football coach. He's going to be a great university leader here at Delaware State University. So I want to say to you, Coach Jackson, thank you. I just met his mother a moment ago, and I gave her a big hug, and I said, you raised them right. And to the electeds here, specifically my dear friend, Governor-elect Matt Meyer, would you please stand? He knows I'm not going to give him any further accolades than that, because the next question is money time. And I will tell a funny story before I sit down. I said, Coach Jackson, there are going to be a couple of legislators calling you in the next couple of days. Matt Meyer called him in 10 minutes. Then he got a call from Senator Carper. Then he got a call from Lisa Blunt Rochester. All welcomed him to this wonderful community of ours. With that kind of support, the world is ours, my friend. The world is ours. And you heard him talk about students first and academic excellence. Remember, when you're the fastest growing HBCU in the country, it's not growth for growth's sake. We have to be able to help you walk across that stage and deliver in every field of human endeavor. And it's not just these football players, the students that are wrapped around this room. So would you raise your hands too? And my final point is city alumni. Steve Ewing, 2.5 years ago, said he would do the athletic transformation committee. Last year, he gave $1 million to Delaware State University. And he did that simply to make a statement. And that statement was, it's not enough for us to count on our alma mater to go figure out where the support should come from.
We got to be a part of the process. So alum, you have to be a part of the process. We have some great alum here today. I see Joe Coppett, I see Norman Oliver, I see John Ridgway, but we have 25,000 living alum. If they contribute a little bit, we're going to go a long way. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, DeSean. God bless you, Mom.
Now we'd like to present our official DSU jersey to head coach, Coach DeSean Jackson.
We're open to answering some questions. Anybody? Knock it off. Start first. Let's get it. You got the mic back there. How do you do it? Is there a mic in the back?
Yes, me. DeSean, I covered you.
Keep in mind, I just want to say this real quick. We're only going to take a couple of questions, and we're going to reserve some time afterwards for DeSean to be able to answer some questions. So it will be just a handful of questions right now.
Mike Tillery.
Right here. DeSean, it was an honor to cover you your early, years with the Eagles. So I saw Andy Reid pull you in that office after games many times, give you some father-son tutelage. You've been through something. What can you give these kids, being that you have this wisdom that you have acquired over the years, both good and bad?
Great question, great question. I think first and foremost, I look at these young men, obviously, as the next step as grown men. So when I come through the door, I look at you guys as young men. When you leave out that door, you will become grown men. So installing principles, character, wisdom, and just a belief system. I feel like the best coaches I ever came across was Andy Reid, number one, first and foremost, because when I came through the door, there was a lot of speculation and allegations of my father and the people that surrounded me on, they might not be the right guys, but at the end of the day, all it was coming from a place of love. My family didn't want nothing but the best from me. So people outside the box never understood that. So the first call when I got, you're gonna be the 49th pick, and we're gonna pick you as Philadelphia Eagles, the next thing was said, I don't want to deal with your family. So I feel like installing family and principles, and sometimes people don't understand that. But behind closed doors, when we're in the room and the talks and the conversations I have with these young men, I'll be able to really install that. If you want to be great, anything's possible. No one gave me a belief of anything. I'm standing right here. A lot of these guys on the team is bigger than me. In the NFL, they're bigger than me. So it was always doubt in my world, in my eyes. So just overcoming the doubt, I think the biggest thing is, and these young men over here, I'm excited, I'm pumped up, ready to get to work. Next question.
DeSean, there's an increasing number of kids in this immediate area who are starting to garner high-level football interest. What's your pitch to them to keep them home and allow them to thrive right here in their backyard?
You know something, don't you? I mean, I think in the conversations I had with Dr. Allen, Tony Tucker, I mean, when we was in that interview, the first thing I said is we're going to put a gate around Delaware. And not only Delaware, the closest states to it, Philly, New York, DMV, Baltimore. I mean, I played for 3 teams that's close in this area. So for me, being able to walk into somebody's house in Philadelphia, that maybe 5 to 10 years ago, I did a camp for one of the kids that's maybe in high school now, I was about to graduate. So I think just surrounding the gate around these areas, and obviously I don't want to talk about other areas because we know California is my home. So you're going to be able to get some California guys, Florida, Georgia. I mean, nowadays with the transfer portal and all this recruiting stuff, things are crazy. But obviously it's a lot of guys that are getting overlooked. So I want to make sure we don't overlook the guys and give every kid an opportunity.
Right.
Georgie Darcel, WDAS Radio Philadelphia. Congratulations, senior coach, and welcome to the NBHC. The question as a collegiate athlete and of course in the NFL, how do you respond to those that would say, what would their coaching style be like coaching HBCUs? And lastly, how long will we see you in the celebration boat?
I heard that. So a lot of people don't know my background. My mother and father obviously grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So the roots is right here, first and foremost. I have a lot of family, and this is home to me. Even though my mom always be like, we from out here. I said, Mom, I'm from Cali. I was born in Cali, but y'all from here. But this is my roots, first and foremost. I'm sad to say my mom went to Duquesne, and my dad went to Bethune-Cookman. So there's roots in my family that come from Black College. So understanding the culture, first and foremost. I mean, these young men over here, I can see it in their eyes. They've been waiting for this for a long time, but it's deserving of them to have a guy like me that can mentor them and lead them in the right direction. One thing I can say about myself, if you want to go there, I know what it takes. I know the rights, the wrongs, and I had a lot of wrongs in my career. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and paint a pretty picture because it was times things got ugly. But guess what? I kept my head down, chin up mentality, and we always fought through everything. So in the celebration mode, we ain't waiting. We want to be there this year. We want to win the MEAC this year. We ain't waiting. I'm telling you right now. These men over here know it's a certain way it got to get done. It's the facts are the facts. 2 wins in the past 2 years. Whatever was going on, we can't do that. We got to move forward, and we're going to change that first and foremost in day one. And I think we started something yesterday. Am I right?
At DSU, what aspects of your NFL experience do you believe will most benefit Delaware State University football?
Heck of a question, man. I think the aspects of, honestly, just the integrity. I always go back to the integrity. And for me, 2008 was the year I was selected to the Philadelphia Eagles. And I was a young kid coming from Los Angeles, California, coming all the way to Philadelphia. Whoever thought it would lead me to where I'm at now. And now we're sitting here having a conversation. I'm a head football coach at Delaware State University. I mean, so it just shows you, if you believe in yourself and you trust in it, it's gonna be a lot of doubters. When they made this pick, this selection right here, this feel better than the draft day. This feel better than the draft day, I promise you. This is another experience of my life. And one thing about it, I don't know everything, I don't know all the right answers. But guess what, I'm gonna work hard till I get them. I promise you that.
Coach DJ, the Bible says that God would take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. It's been 13 years since we've been together. I don't know if you remember, but we're back together. This is just a statement. We are here to support you 100%. We're going to rally our alumni together to do what President Allen said, and we're going to make a movement. I thank God for you, sir.
Jack, how you doing? Congratulations. My name is Junaid. I'm more of a statement than a question. One of the things a few years ago that one of the coaches here did, another coach Jackson, he became a connector or corridor between the downtown community and the community as a whole with the basketball sports program. I own Junaid Salam's barbershop downtown, which the esteemed governor will be coming to visit on Saturday. My statement is what I would like to do. I would like to become a vessel for the team. Years ago, there wasn't a player on the team that didn't come through the salon, and the community got behind the team. I would love to see more people from the Dover community at the football games, other than alumni, other than homecoming. I would love to see the stadium packed with people from Dover, Delaware, other than homecoming. And I think one of the ways to do that is to build rapport with the people downtown. So if there's any way that I can be of assistance, or any ideas that you may have, or Dr. Tony Allen may have, for us to become, a stronger unit to help the DSU football team, we're available, and congratulations again.
I would like to speak on that as far as the community. I mean, we're here for the community. Without the community, we ain't able to accomplish our goals. And I want y'all to understand this. I've seen some of them games, I already been watching film. Everybody in this room, we need all y'all support. These young men right here need to feel that energy. When you play on the field and you got the energy from the crowd, trust me, that's gonna help us win games. So I'm telling y'all that now. We're gonna be in the community. We're gonna be doing a lot of things in the community. So whatever it is, I support it. Like I told Dr. Allen, whatever it is, he sends me, he texts me. We text a lot, but he texted me the other day and I said, I'm in, count me in. So whatever it is, I'm gonna be a vessel as well. This program, we're gonna be out there, we're gonna be doing everything, because guess what? Without that bridge and without that gap, we can't come together as one to do anything positive. So we need y'all as much as y'all need us, we need y'all. So I appreciate that.
Let's go.
Thank you. I'd be remiss if I did not give an opportunity for one of the great sports writers in Delaware to ask a question. Kevin Tresolini.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. I appreciate that. DeSean, Kevin Tresolini, News Journal, Wilmington, Delaware, statewide.
Yes, sir.
You're going to be coaching college football at a time that is much, much different from when you played college football.
Yes, sir.
With NIL, the transfer portal, the House settlement is going to change things even more.
Yep.
What kind of challenge will that be for you and for Delaware State in the modern college sports world when it might have to include salaries and things like that?
You know my honest opinion? You really want to know? DeSean Jackson is the head coach at Delaware State University. It's a different play right now. But this is the trick to that. When I'm coming in there, I can give you two things: exposure and publicity. You want to make it to the NFL? I got a lot of relationships. I can't go play for you. My time was on the field. I did my time. But if you listen and you buy in, I know what it looks like. I know what them coaches looking for. I know when they call, I know the questions they ask. So when we sit down and we talk, if your grades ain't right, they not gonna come for you. If you ain't doing the little things, they not gonna come for you. You gotta button it up, you gotta dress it up. It looks a certain way, and I can tell them how it looks. Like at the end of the day, I can't make them do it. I can lead them, can't force them to drink it. But I'm gonna give them the pedigree, I'm gonna give them the ingredients, and all I need to do is buy in and trust it. I'm gonna get them to where they need to go to.
Nice coach.
Coach, NBC Philadelphia, everybody in here wants to know, how badly are the Eagles going to beat the Packers this week?
I got a fever.
One thing I will say about the Birds, man, I bleed green. Just know that. So this week we gonna beat them pretty bad, man. We gonna do our thing. We gonna be in the Super Bowl, man. I'm betting on my dogs. So they gonna do it, man. Fly Eagles, fly.
Eagles! Thank you again, everybody. Thank you. And I hope that just a little taste that you've gotten out is a good explanation of what I was talking to you about when we first started this. And I'm just hearing the enthusiasm, just hearing the energy, just hearing the commitment and the drive that he has is ingredients. This is going to be something special. We want to keep this energy going. We want to keep everybody, bottle it up. Our first game of the year next year is against those people up the road up there.
This year, we already in 2025. This year,
next football season.
Yes,
so we want to keep this energy going, and I think it's going to be something that everyone here is going to be proud of, and it's going to be something that we're going to be able to look back on this day and say this was truly worth waiting the 120 years that we waited to be able to get something like this going. So once again, let's give Coach.
Can I say one thing before we end? Don't wait too late to hop on that wave. Don't wait too late to hop on that wave. Don't come back when I ain't gonna say nothing, but don't come back when we doing our thing. You're like, oh, no, y'all better be supported from day one, because I promise you, when y'all look up, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real, I promise you that.
I would just say last thing, we asked the media, if the media would like to hang around, we're gonna have a couple more question and answers for the media, and everyone else can make their way out. DeSean's gonna come down to the lower part of the student center here. He's gonna come down to the lower part and maybe take a few pictures and sign a few autographs after we get done with the media in this setting right here. Thank you. Now, if we can get the band to lead us out. DSU band, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Philly Sports Gang down at Delaware State. I'd like to welcome Coach Jackson here to the fold. He's going to do great things here for Delaware State. It's going to be amazing to watch, and I'm going to be a part of it because he's part of the family. Delaware State is part of the family, too. Let's go, Birds. Let's go, Hornets. Yeah! Appreciate it, bro. I saw you. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, like 2 months left.
Oh, you're damn right, I do. Hey, how are you?
What?
Pulse right now. Yeah, thank you. We done up here, Dave?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Drew, we good? We good to start? Where's Coach Clark? Coach Clark. Coach Clark. Coach Clark.
Coach Clark, please make your way to the stage.
The power of the mic. Just trying to make it work. I just want to get you guys everything you need.
Ready? Good to go, Drew?
Good to go.
Good to go.
All right, so DeSean, like you like Steph Curry with the defense. You know, it's ridiculous how on a myriad of instances where
Ladies and gentlemen, we have begun media availability, so if you could please keep it down in the back, we'd appreciate it.
When you talk about your energy, basically, the energy you spoke about it earlier, you speak to your football team, speak about how those explosive plays, because you were always explosive, even on the edge. So how is that going to translate to these kids? How are you going to get that energy infused to them to where, you know, after they come off the field, after explosive play, it fires up the whole crowd?
I think first and foremost, I think it's a supporting cast. I'm only as good as the people I put around me. So that being said, I think it's not only the energy that's coming from myself. Obviously, my career and what I've done has helped me in this position I'm in today. I'm thankful for that. But, I think I had my time as far as playing, and now I'm on this side of the stage and I'm coaching now. So I think it's just more mentorship, some enthusiastic, and just trying to get out of players their best potential. You know, the maximum potential, and you know, sometimes you gotta dig deep. You know, it's not gonna be easy, but you gotta. It's a deeper grit that you gotta get to when you want to be great. You know, for myself, I worked hard. A lot of people don't know how much time I put into my craft and my success. So I think you have to just dig deep, and if you wanna go to the next level, like the surface is cool. Everybody, we all on the surface. If you wanna go be great, you gotta dig a little deeper because everybody's doing it. Everybody. You know, and we're on the East Coast, so me growing up, I was on the West Coast. I was behind the 8. So I look at it now that I'm on this side. I'm encouraging my guys to get up even earlier. Because if you're up at 5, guess what time it is on the West Coast? It's 2 o'clock. You're ahead of the grid.
One more. What if one of you kids tracks down a 50-yard bomb? Gets out and starts celebrating, does those nasty palms in the end zone? Are you going to hold it against him, or are you going to be okay with that? Because you did it.
That's a great question. You know, for me, man, I definitely, it looks a certain way. It's supposed to be a certain way. You want your players to have an edge to them, but you don't want it to cost you. And, you know, we have to install discipline in, you know, young students. And, you know, I don't want to be over strict or too strict on them. You know, it's a happy medium. And I feel like as a head coach, there's done it a little bit on the other side of it, where I used to give my head coaches a headaches. Now I'm sure my guys would be giving me headaches. So it's my mom always said when I was younger, do something, but wait till you have kids, they're gonna be that much more. So it's like now it's my turn to get it back, I guess.
Hold on to the ball before you get it.
Oh yeah, hold on to the ball before you score, for sure.
Hey, DeSean, you're a Division I coach now. Division I college football creates or requires quite a coaching staff, a big coaching staff, a talented coaching staff. What's your staff now besides the man next to you, and and what are your plans in terms of building a staff?
You're pretty sharp. You're trying to get my insight. I can't spill the beans too soon. But one thing I will say, of my relationships, I have a lot of great insight from Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Coach Young Prime, and you know, my mentor, older brother, I look at Coach Clark, who's been an inspirational piece of my part to growing up and making it to where I'm at today. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna have some guys that come in with experience from the college level and the NFL level, and some guys that played in the NFL level as well too. So I'm very confident. It's definitely gonna be a huge opportunity to be able to get some guys to come and be a part of something great. We wanna shock the world. We wanna we create history. Man. I think a lot of people gonna understand that when they see this thing. But it's gonna look a certain way, and we're gonna do it a certain way. But at the end of the day, we're gonna have fun doing it. And when you look up, it's gonna be like, wow, it's a morale, it's a persona, it's a swagger. And I think everybody on this campus, everybody in Dover, everybody across the world is going to feel this.
Coach Jackson, you heard the administration say pretty quickly they knew you were the right man for the job.
Yeah.
Kind of walk us through your emotions, or right when you got here on campus, when did you know that you were the right man for this job, or that this was the right place for you?
And this is a special place, man. Delaware State University. Like I was saying earlier, man, I never thought I would be sitting in front of you guys right now, 2025, saying I'm the head coach of the HBCU. But, man, this place is special. As soon as I step foot on this campus, the people around, the morale, the energy, it's winners. From Dr. Allen to Dr. Hawkins to Tony Tucker to Drew Ingram. I mean, it's crazy, the energy I felt. And I'm really serious when I said this feels better than draft day. You know, my career and what I've done some great things, man. I can't say enough about what I've done on the football field and big plays and memories I have in Philadelphia and every other team I played on. But now I'm able to rewrite this a little different now, man. I'm able to have my own team, be the head coach. And our drums, we're going to beat to a different beat. It's going to look a certain way. And I'll tell you this. I know a lot of people say Coach Prime. I respect him. And he's gave us guys like myself an opportunity. I'm going to do it different than Prime. I'm going to do it the Coach Jackson way.
Coach, did Coach Prime's work and also Michael Vick getting the Norfolk State job inspire you at all to do this, DeSean?
Not necessarily. I will say me being able to get inspired from coaching came from having the opportunity to go coach with my older brother, my mentor, Coach Clark. He's been coaching in high school for the past 25 years. And every step of my college career and my NFL career, I've always kept an eye on seeing what he's able to install in these young men. And I respected it and what he installed in me. So last year I went and coached with him, and I regained a different love for football. Like the void that I'm missing of catching touchdowns, now I regained it by coaching these young men to help change their lives. I mean, I have so much game to give back. Like, I would be disjustice to myself if I don't pour back into these young men. There's a lot of young men that don't have opportunity to be able to be coached by DeSean Jackson, to be coached by Coach Clark, and the other guys that you want me to spill. I can't tell you right now, but the guys that we're going to bring in, these guys have a lot of wisdom. When I tell you it's second to none, these kids are going to learn. And I don't like to call them kids. These young men are going to learn a second degree, a second nature that they probably never had before. So you might see some kids that's average turn into great in the snap of a finger. It's just because what we know and how we come in with the fuel of the fire.
Coach, what do you take from Andy Reid, Sean McVay, and Coach Clark here that you're going to bring to Delaware State?
I think the biggest thing is just having a great perspective of when you ask your players to do something, you have to be understanding of what you're asking them to do. And I think a lot of coaches sometimes, it doesn't discredit the guys that haven't played, that never stepped on the football field. But I think it comes different when you're hearing it from a guy that knows how to do it and that lace their shoes up and do it at a high level. So I think for myself, just really understanding the player. Like some coaches, they don't understand the player. You know, I've been on teams where coaches didn't understand the player, and it's like, how you going to expect me to run through a brick wall for you if you can't relate to me? Now, the coaches that did relate to me, I was willing to run through a brick wall for them because I knew if I did everything and put it on the line for them, they're going to do the same for me. They're going to protect me if my body's hurt, if I need a day off, or coach, my hamstrings hurt. You know, you got to understand your players. I can't expect my players just to run through a brick wall. They might not be feeling good today. I got to be a coach to understand that. He might have had a tough day in class. Something might have happened at home. Like, you got to really analyze a young kid and understand it's more than just playing sports. Like, we want these kids to be able to be grown men when we leave. So guess what? You have to teach them the principles of how to be a grown man. How you expect somebody to be a grown man if you don't teach them X, Y, Z? I'm just going to tell you to be a grown man, but I'm not going to show you how to do it. It's a difference.
You got the call from somebody saying, "Do you want to be a coach?"
Yes, sir.
Right, Coach Clark.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the call when he said to you, "Do you want to be a Division I coach?"
What, asking me if
Yes.
I wanted to be? Well, so for me, you know, coaching in high school for so long, maybe after year 15 or 17, the dream of coaching collegiately kind of dissipated. It was in the back of my mind, you know, because you kind of, when you do a good job at the high school level, college coaches want you to stay there so they can continue to come back and recruit kids, etc. So when DeSean asked me, hey, you know, if I'm going to Delaware, you coming with me? You know, it took about 5 minutes. I had to talk to my family a little bit. You know, I left a great group of kids at Woodrow Wilson High School behind after a year that they, you know, they're all emotional because we just established a great relationship. So I had to deal with that. But I'll do anything with this young man. I've been with him since he's about 9 years old, and he's my family. And anything that he puts his mind on, I know that he's going to be successful. So when he asked me to come aboard, that he needed me here, it wasn't even a hesitation.
Why do you feel so strongly he can succeed despite not having any experience at this level?
I mean, have you seen him play?
I have.
So what I mean by that is the same characteristics about what he does as a football player he has as a coach. He coached with me this year, and I noticed how incredible. He's a great coach. You know, I mean, people call me every day. Hey, is DeSean really showing up every day? I'm like, DeSean's right here on the field. He's in the battle. He's with us. He's in the cubbyhole. And to watch him succeed. And, you know, come on, all of us, we're all sitting here in awe of who he is. Our kids were in awe for about 2 weeks. And then to see the real come around when it's like, hey, we're over the DeSean Jackson, the new toy deal. This is Everyday Tuesday. And the way he showed up with the same energy every single day, I knew this was his destiny. We'd have conversations. He told me, hey, you know what, coach, because he was tough as an assistant coach. He wanted to tell me what to do. You see him laughing. But so the first conversation to go back to him was, hey, you know, I'm the head coach now. You're going to have to listen to me. So, man, I'll follow this man anyway.
So can you talk about the influx of star players becoming HBCU coaches in particular, and how that's going to infuse a lot of soul and financial support to HBCUs when they need it, based on the attention that you get?
I think it puts a lot of eyes on HBCUs. Obviously, you know, we have to go back and credit DeSean Sanders for what he did at Jackson State. He cracked the door open, and I think he learned a lot. And you know, to be able to call him my mentor and a big brother, and to have conversations and talk with him, it's like he knows the infrastructure. Like, he had to learn a lot for now that he's in Colorado to say, this is what I would have done different. You know what I'm saying? This is what I would have approached, and this is how I'm going to outlook this situation. So for me coming into this, it's not like I'm coming in wet behind my ears where I'm not knowing what to expect. You know, you have a guy that was once here that changed the game, and now look at him, he's at Colorado. So for me, I just love it because we're getting opportunities, and we deserve to be in this position. You know what I'm saying? And to help change these young kids' lives. I know it's repetitive, but I keep going back to it. Playing for a coach that understands the player is night and day. When I tell you to get these young men to buy into something different, it's a different bond that you're building with these guys. Like right now, if I call Coach Andy Reid, if he ain't busy, he's going to answer that phone. And that's a relationship you want to build with these young men, because these young men are going to face adversity. They're going to face things in life, and they're going to remember Coach Jack installed this in me. He told me to do this. He told me, if that's right there, don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's just little intangibles that you look at as far as when you're leading men and young men. I mean, I couldn't be in a better place than this, because right now, 2-11 or 2 games in the last 2 years winning, I'm ready for the challenge. Everybody asks, why Delaware State? Why not? When I came into the NFL, people didn't believe in me. They didn't think I could do anything. And guess what? I proved them wrong. 15 years. Nobody would have never predicted in 2008 DeSean Jackson would have been playing in 2023 or 2022 in the NFL. So I'm saying that to say, in this era of my life right here, you're going to see some great things. I promise you that.
Back to the Eagles for a second. What do you think the Eagles, is this a Super Bowl caliber team at this point? I know you wouldn't necessarily pick them against the Chiefs. That would be a little tricky for it. But is this a Super Bowl caliber team? Like, what do you see from this team?
And I critiqued them early on. You know, just their success level. I felt like they were a team that had great players but didn't play like a great team. And then throughout the season, I've seen that team that had great players become a great team. Within an NFL season, it's a lot of ups and downs. Injuries play a big part. A lot of things go on. And one thing I would say, they got the grit. They got the nature to win. They got the culture. They got Nick Sirianni, who's a heck of a head coach. And, I mean, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day, besides the Lions, I don't really see nobody else beating them. There's going to be a challenge with the Lions, but anybody else, I just don't see them beating my Eagles, man. So I think the NFC championship game is going to go through Detroit, and we got to go beat Detroit Lions in Detroit, and I think we'll be in the Super Bowl. But I don't know. I think, honestly, the Super Bowl is going to be out of probably, I would say Buffalo or the Ravens. I don't think Kansas City, and Andy Reid is my guy, but just that last game, it didn't look too good, man. I know it didn't really matter, but I think Baltimore and Lamar Jackson is having a heck of a season. Come on, 41 passing touchdowns and 4 rush. That's crazy. So I'm excited for it, but I'm predicting either Ravens, the Bills, and my Eagles. One of them 3 teams is going to be in the Super Bowl.
Take 2 more questions.
DeSean, you said earlier how you wanted to give this community something to believe in. What are some things tangibly that you and your program hope to do before the season starts to get the community more involved?
I think first and foremost, we want to go attend some high schools. We want to be able to go to A few high schools, I've been talking to a couple coaches here. We want to go there and put our eyes on talent. We know in the past things haven't been as strong, so we want to rebuild that relationship where guys around the area, we don't miss the talent that's around the area because we hear it's a lot of great talent here. And we want to give these young men opportunities to be able to come to schools like us. Secondly, we'll be in the community. We want to visit some hospitals, some children's hospitals, some rec centers, and just, team gatherings, whatever we can feel where we can build that gap, and we're moving forward. And we want to also go to Dover, military base. There's a lot of things I'm going to be asking my young student athletes to be attending.
What's it going to feel like that first time you got on the field at UD?
So we know that you've been recruiting a lot of players, bringing them in.
Yes.
And Delaware is known to have some components. They all got ball players. They left and went other places have been successful.
Yep.
So what are you going to be able to do with some that are staying to merge that bring that together? Because now you got to bring the old players that are here and some of the new ones in. What are you going to be doing, or what do you think is your biggest challenge to mesh that together?
I think honestly, man, it was great for me yesterday, really meeting with the team, the guys that are here. I know there's a lot of guys that hit the portal, a lot of guys withdraw from the portal. So yesterday, man, that bonding I had with them, I mean, it was very special, man. So I think it's always going to be a challenge when you have guys that existed that was a part of an old culture, and you have a new coach that's coming in, asking for them to maybe walk a little different, run a little, catch a little different, focus on these little principles a little different. But as far as the new guys coming in, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a criteria. It has to look a certain way. If we want to win and we want to change this culture around, it's going to have to be different than what it was last year. We can't keep repeating things that they were doing last year because guess what? That's not a winning culture. So yesterday, speaking to the guys, I feel like everybody's willing to buy in, and they've been missing this energy. They're looking, they're enthusiastic about it, and they're like, man, we're ready to get going. And I think for bringing guys in, they got to mesh with what we're doing. If they don't mesh, they can't be here. Guys can't be in the way. If you're in the way, we got to replace you because it looks a certain way. We know what it looks like.
With the climate of collegiate sports the way it is right now, focused more on the individual with the NILs, how are you planning on keeping the focus more team-oriented?
It's a great question, man. I think with that, first and foremost, this is the HBCU. Obviously, we don't have as many resources as the big Power Fives. But one thing I would say, we're going to change that here. We're going to build these relationships. We're going to get the community behind. We're going to get the alumni behind us. And we want to start, first and foremost, right here in this community. It's a lot of great people that went to Delaware State University that have a lot of influence. And we just want to bridge that gap that was missing over the past years. As far as NIL, I mean, kids are going to go where they're going to go. You got colleges, the big-time colleges paying these kids a lot of money. We can't stop that. But what we can say, what we're offering here is a different experience. We're able to give these young men a real shot at going to the next level and playing. And when I say the relationships I have, they're not slight. It's going to be some big-time guys coming around here, current NFL players, retired NFL players, retired coaches, active coaches. It's going to be a morale around here, man. I'm telling you.
Well, if you need help with some energy, you know who to call. You definitely give me a call.
Thank you all for coming. We will be releasing our spring ball schedule and media availability during spring ball, so we'll make sure you all get a copy of that as well.
Drew, do you know off the top of your head when spring practice starts?
We haven't decided
Okay.
yet. Coach is still evaluating
Gotcha.
the schedule.
Okay.
Like what you hear?
Yeah.
Subscribe to HBCU Pulse Radio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, head to HBCUPulse.com to stay up to date on what's going on in the HBCU community. Thank you for listening to HBCU Pulse Radio.